Hello and welcome. My name is Ellen Malone, and I would like to introduce to you my project for my Capstone IPS 410. I would like to show you the core learning objectives that I have learned while broadening my skills at the University of North Carolina in Greensboro. I'll then explain how I've taken a hands-on approach to utilize critical thinking skills, give an interpretation of data I've collected, and finally show you how I'm able to problem solve within my workplace in order to improve productivity and awareness. As an employee, I have a sense of compassion for my coworkers. I genuinely care about their well-being and mental health. Working within an organization that is continually expanding with new employees being hired shows an increase in turnover, which has caught my attention. Mental health is an area within our country that is often overlooked and neglected. 1 in every 5 Americans have a mental illness that will never be diagnosed or treated. That's an alarming statistic and one that needs to be addressed. Since the influx of the COVID-19 pandemic, millions of working Americans have fallen prey to areas of mental illness such as depression, anxiety, and physical problems. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, only half of people with mental illness receive treatment. This is relevant to my organization and my fellow coworkers as well. Employee morale, productivity, absenteeism, and many other complications and concerns fall victim in my workplace environment. That's why I have a viable concern for my workplace. The problem that I'm about to explain to you is not an isolated case. That is, there's an overall lack of awareness within my workplace about the Employee Assistance Program. There's also a lack of concern toward increasing awareness in order to inform employees that have been with the company for many years, as well as new employees. I will begin to show you how I've identified this issue and the steps that I've made toward correcting it. To begin, I've asked questions to my coworkers. I've took surveys to ask questions such as, are you aware that our company has an employee assistance program? Another question I asked on this survey was, if you were aware, would you consider using the employee assistance program? I surveyed 3 different store locations, which is a very small amount compared to the 16,000 stores scattered throughout the United States. I analyzed statistical data that I collected to bring clarity to the Human Resources Department and the need to raise awareness about the Employee Assistance Program. In order to do this, I had to have the necessary information to explain the problem to them and then seek solutions that I could offer to improve this issue. I shared my survey results and also questioned stakeholders and human resource personnel why there seemed to be such a wide gap in this issue regarding a lack of awareness. After adjourning this meeting, I arranged to follow up and return. When I returned, I brought with me research and hard facts to show the evidence of this assistance to the employees and the benefits of implementing this resource for the company and the employees. I suggested methods to the stakeholders, the idea of creating new employee name badges with the toll-free number on the back in order for employees to contact the Employee Assistance Program. I also implemented signs to be made and put into every break room throughout every store in the United States. I also added an amended section in the employee handbook about what the EAP is and how the program works. I suggested adding a summary or a publication for every employee to acknowledge as part of the computer-based learning modules that employees need to have checked off. I asked for improvement in management education about the Employee Assistance Program to assist employees in need and to help educate the managers about how to go about helping employees and direct them toward the EAP. Upon discussion with human resources and stakeholders, we were able to put our fingers on the reason there was little implementation concerning the lack of awareness throughout the organization. We soon found out that because of financial obligations to a contractual agency, there was a lack of responsibility and obligation toward the employees. We discussed the status quo and the cost of change versus not changing. In conclusion, the decision to heighten awareness had been made because I was able to prove the importance of the Employee Assistance Program and how beneficial it would be toward the organization. The decision to bring awareness to the employees was made. I was able to show data about the benefits of increasing awareness, such as lowering absenteeism, improved productivity, less accidents on the job, an increase in return on investment, less days that employees take off annually, lower turnover, and many more benefits of raising awareness. Improvements in education, literature, contact information, and overall awareness has been improved within my workplace. I was able to use systems thinking, such as deciding the cost of change versus not changing. I used design thinking by understanding that there's not a one size fits all answer to our problem and asking the why questions. I used contemporary media literacies by raising awareness with signs placed throughout store locations. I used global awareness by having signs made in multi languages. And lastly, by using data to interpret statistical facts and evidence to prove the benefits of change. Self awareness by showing a concern for my coworkers' mental well being as well. I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I thank you for watching.
You do that again.
Well, I sure as hell do after you said something.
You don't flow. You've made a lot too many mistakes. I'm just being honest. Do it again. This time,